Hey everyone, and how is it going? My name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Civilization. This video is a Commander Spotlight video for Joan of Arc. Now you're probably wondering because I already have a Commander Spotlight for Joan of Arc. But because of the new update, one of her skills got modified. So because of that I have to redo the video, I have to rethink how Joan of Arc is going to be used. So because of that, this is version 2.0 of Joan of Arc Commander Spotlight. So let me get to it. Well, the first thing that you should know about epic commanders in general is that they are very easy to upgrade without spending any money into the game. So with the resources that you can get from the game, you are able to max out any epic commander without any problems. This is not a problem that you should make. One thing that I recommend in general for epic and legendary is try to max out the first skill before you proceed with the other skills. Usually the first skill is one of the most important skill on every commander. If you cannot, especially on epic, you can unlock the other skills because I just mentioned it. On the epic ones it's very easy to upgrade their skills. Now in terms of stars, I can only tell you that when I got my bodyguard to 6 star, it took me about 300 stars, and when I got my CPO to 5 stars, it took me about 100. So the last 2 stars, it's gonna cost you about 400 stars, and up to 4 stars it's about 100. So you can put a roughly of 500 stars to max out her stars. In terms of skills, I could say that approximately 500 sculptures, approximately, give or take. Now let's talk about her skills. Now, as I mentioning, one of her skills got modified. First skill is very, very important. Why? Because it's a group and area skill. What is that supposed to mean? That means that all your allies or all your other groups that are on the battlefield, if they are in the range of Joan of Arc, when Joan of Arc is going to use her skill, is going to boost all the troops that are in the range. Infantry, cavalry and archers, they're going to get this particular boost depending on the level of your skill. Now mine is maxed out and they get this particular boost. One thing you should keep in mind is that the next thing after her main skill is going to be her fourth skill. Now you're noticing that she used to do damage reduction, and this is a typo. So basically her passive skill now increased normal attack damage by 25%, but you can see that upgrade preview says damage taken reduced. Well, this is a type. In the last update she got modified. She no longer reduced damage, she increased attack by 25%. So what you can see on the upgrade preview, that's probably gonna be changed. So Joan of Arc right now is just going to increase your normal attack damage by 25%. She's not going to reduce her damage as she used to. But still, this is the next important skill for Joan of Arc. After that is going to be the healing, and then gathering, because she is one of the best gatherers into the game. When you unlock her expertise, she is gonna be even more beautiful and powerful. You can see she got a very nice and purple aura around her. She is shining. So yeah, I would say that you should still work on Joan of Arc, even if she doesn't reduce damage and she increases attack. And I will explain and I will talk about it why. Now, before I go any further and talk about the talents, I'm just gonna pop up something that I've done. I'm gonna try not to talk as much about it. So I've done a little schematics. So on the red is the free to play. That's the bar of the free to play. On the right is the green, which is obviously the pay to win. Now we have the blue mark. So let's say, in my opinion, the power of a free-to-play is somewhere around 100. And the power of a pay-to-win is somewhere around 200. That's the blue mark. Now the 25% damage reduction. Now obviously the free-to-play was using Joan of Arc to try to mitigate and reduce as much damage as possible from the pay-to-win. So that is the pink. The pay-to-win did not need to reduce damage from the free-to-play because he was having already tremendous amount of research, high-level troops, much more troops in number, so all he needed was to inflict more damage to you, so he can destroy you faster. Now the free-to-play was using Joan of Arc, so the power of the pay-to-win is going down to 150 like I just wrote there. Now just in case the pay-to-win is going to use Joan of Arc, the power of the free-to-play is dropping to 75, but that's highly unlikely. So, according to my saying, free-to-play is at 100, pay-to-win is at 150 with the old Joan of Arc, with the 25% damage reduction. Now we have the new Joan of Arc, which increased attack by 25%. It does say increase the normal attack, so that would be only the troops damage, but this is just schematics, just to try to make you understand a little bit. Now if the free-to-play is going to use Joan of Arc, his power is going to go to 125, while the power of a pay-to-win is going to 250. So it's true that it's always going to be double, in any way you want to put it, but point being, pay-to-win was not using Joan of Arc before. Now if pay-to-win is not using Joan of Arc, he's a real noob. And don't try to understand, because noob means a beginner. The definition of noob. So the power of the pay-to-win will go to 250, while the power of the free-to-play is going to 125. And because the pay-to-win already has an insane amount of research and all that, for you it's not going to make much of a difference. But the 25% damage reduction would have made a huge difference. 150 to 250, that's 100 difference. Am I correct? So I'm trying to make you understand that now the pay-to-win players using Joan of Arc is just going to destroy you much faster. You have no defense, or almost no defense. Joan of Arc was making a difference. So this is a sad story for free-to-play. You might have more attack, but when a pay-to-win starts hitting you and you have no defense, you're probably feeling it, you're probably knowing it, how fast your troops count are going down, and that 25% attack is not going to make any more difference for you. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say by this image. And apparently the verification message is popping up and interrupting me so rudely while I was trying to give you some very strong explanation. Obviously, now it's time to talk about her talents. I talk about her skills, let's talk about her talents. Now these are the talents that I am currently having on my Joan of Arc. The Gathering. Now this is how I would recommend your Joan of Arc to look. My Joan of Arc is level 37, so she can basically go another 3 levels. Now if you go another 3 levels, you gain 3 more talent points, and you can put them on the modified axle. In addition to this, to make it even more beautiful and more good looking, I have drawn this picture. So you have the green ones, you have the red ones, because in the early levels of the game you're not going to have that many talents like I just showed you. So I'm just trying to give you some good tips and advices how you should start with your Joan of Arc. So you start with the green, you start with the red, then you go with the blue, after that you have the yellow, and if you have to invest a little bit more, you have your pinky little one, so you can do the pink as well. Obviously you might not agree with me and you might not to keep her on Gathering, Talents only work on the main commander. So as long as she is on gathering, she can be a second in command to anyone. Because talents only matter from the main commander. It matters to the second in command, but only from the main commander. So that way she can be on gathering, and when you're not using her for battle, you can use her for gathering. Now, as I mentioned, you might not agree with me. You might say, you know what? She's a good battle hero. I'm gonna use her for battle. Well, if you wanna use her for battle, this is my tips and advices. This is the talent tree that I would use her for battle. Joan of Arc, talents support. Again, you do the green, you do the red, you do the blue, and after that you do the yellow. And further than yellow you cannot, because that's level 60 at 6 stars. So the red ones, it says there that you need 5 stars. The blue one, it says there you need 6 stars. On the other one was slightly different. That's why I didn't put stars. The other one was up to 4 stars, which is easy to obtain. That's why I didn't say anything about stars. But this is the one that I would recommend. Now we talk about her skill, we talk about her talents. Obviously, now because she increases attack, she is slightly different. Before that, I was advising everyone to use her with Scipio. Now obviously, because she increases attack, things are changing a little bit. And I have to say, because she does increase attack, she is again the same commander. She can be used again with anyone. But, there is a but, everyone has one, she can work best with archers now, with any archer's commander. This would be her main and best utility now, grouping her with an archer commander. Now you're probably wondering why. Well, it's as simple as it is, because increase archers units attack by 30%. So her main skill is going to grant you 30% attack on your archers. Her fourth skill is going to grant you normal attack damage of troops by another 25%. So that's 55% damage to your archers. That is why she's gonna be number 1, using her with archers. And don't get me wrong, I'm not entirely saying that you have to put with an archer hero. For example, you can take Boudica. You can take Boudica, full army of archers, Boudica talents on full nuke, and just put Joan of Arc. You have 2 heals, you have extra damage from Boudica, and you have extra damage from Joan of Arc. So you'll nuke very hard with Boudica, and you will deal some serious damage with your archers. Obviously, as I mentioned, she would do much better with a proper archer commander, but this is another explanation. So you can group her with a nuker as well, bringing archers with you. Or the second best option where she could be would be with cavalry now. Something that everyone is trying to run away, which is cavalry. 25% normal attack. You can see that Minamoto, for example, already has 20%. And not to go any further, we have double C, which is another 30%. So if you don't have one of them, like for example I don't have my double C, it's at 4, so I can use my Minamoto, full cavalry talents, and I just put Joan of Arc, and I have a very strong nuke cavalry setup. There you go. So the second is the cavalry. The third is gonna be infantry. So now it's no longer infantry first, infantry is the last. Obviously this is my opinion. Now this is how I would say that Joan of Arc would fit the best. Archers, nukers. Nukers with archers. These are on number 1. Second is gonna be the cavalry. Third is gonna be the infantry, and fourth is gonna be mixture of troops. So as a free-to-play combination, how you can benefit the most from your Joan of Arc would be either with Boudica, Herman if you can bring that many archers, especially Herman. Then it's probably gonna be Kusunoki, Pelagius, Eugimundok. For mixture of troops is gonna be Scipio, or even if you want to take just one type of troops, it can be Scipio as well. These are kinda your only option for your Joan of Arc. Obviously there is the legendary ones, so Joan of Arc and Richard. So don't get me wrong, Joan of Arc and Richard is still a healing machine. So Richard with this particular defense build and using Joan of Arc is still a healing machine. So nothing has changed on that part. Everywhere you want to use Joan of Arc right now, you're just going to do more damage. You just don't have the defense. So basically, you either kill or you get killed. The defense part is kinda done. I will still try her, so I will still believe that she can work with the infantry, but the 25% normal attack damage is going to benefit a lot more to archers or cavalry, rather than infantry. Infantry strength was in defense, survivability, surviving and reducing more damage, and healing. So that's why sustainability. Again, this is just my tips and advices about the new Joan of Arc. I hope you find this helpful. Until next time, this is your boy Legend Ronnie signing out. I had to talk a little bit about her because she got changed and many people are using her, and I know they invested in her because she was great before. She is still great now, but as I said, a game changer for infantry. She is more for archers and cavalry now. So until next time, this is your boy Legend Ronnie signing out. Peace out, yo. Take care.